Hello, darling. It's really good to see you again. And thanks for joining me for today's video. Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not feeling all the best. In fact, I haven't been feeling well for quite a while actually. And, I was really looking forward to summer this year, but because it's just been so hot, and because I don't have an air conditioner, it's just been a real struggle with the heat. And also because I'm anemic, that doesn't help either. And because of the heat, and because I don't have an air conditioner in the van, because of the heat waves, I couldn't go and hop in the van. So that means I've been stuck in my apartment because of the heat. And had to tolerate, that awful feeling that you get from trauma, which I call the spider feeling. And because I'm stuck in my apartment when that feeling comes, oh my God, that feeling will just get worse and worse and worse. And so, because of all that, it's just been really stressful for me. And it's just been really difficult, for me tolerating the stress, and now I just feel really exhausted and drained, and I just feel like as if I've got no energy, so now I need a good pick-up. So I've decided to cook this really delicious and healthy recipe today, which is going to be a really good pickup for me because it's so full of so much nutrients. It's got everything in it. Well, almost everything. There were some ingredients that they didn't have in stock over at the supermarket there, but that's okay. I've got most of the things anyway, so today we're going to be cooking this awesome recipe which you can cook at home or when you go camping or cook in your van or wherever. So, if you need a good pickup for whatever reason, this recipe is going to be, oh my God, it's a really good pickup. Okay, so at the moment I've got the pot on the stove heating up, and then when that's finished heating up, I've got some kebabs. You can use whatever flavoured kebabs you like, whether it be honey soy or barbecue or whatever. And these ones are hoisin flavoured. I usually like honey soy, but they didn't have honey soy, so these ones will do. And we're going to cook these in the pot first. Now, if you're a vegetarian, just leave the meat out. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is we've got some canola oil. And that can go into there like so. And I think I'll put the fan on. And then we're just going to put the kebabs in here. Take them off the kebabs, off the skewers like so. And I'm going to put them all into here. And we're going to cook them first. And here you go. Like so. And these are absolutely delicious. delicious. Yum, yum. And so I'm putting 12 kebabs in. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can use as many kebabs as you want. You can have like half a dozen or a dozen or whatever. And we're going to cook the meat first. And if I can get it off. So we're going to cook these properly first. And then so what we're going to do is we're going to cook the kebabs first. We're going to cook them properly. And then we're going to turn this into a soup. You can turn it into a stew if you want to. Like I said, if you're vegetarian, just leave the meat out. So we'll just put it out. I'll do this stir. Okay, so these are going to take about, I'll put the timer on. So they're going to take about, I don't know, on high, medium, high. The kebabs are going to take about, maybe I think about 20 minutes to cook properly. Okay, good. Turn that off for a second. So while the meat's cooking, we're going to start chopping up our vegetables. We've got fresh ginger, 1 shallot, 1 brown onion, garlic, turnip, eggplant, 1 green and red chilli, and we have up here a couple of red potatoes. Now, what I do is when I'm cooking, I use these doggy bags to put all of the vegetable scraps in, and then I throw them away into the bin. So there's no before you. Let's have a look at the meat. You give it a bit of a turn. Just like that. It's cooking lovely. Let's have a look. Okay, I'll give that another stir. Okay, so let's start chopping up the vegetables. Woohoo! Okay, so I've got some eggplant, which I'm just going to put into the bowl here. So all of these vegetables I'm going to cut up and just put them all into this bowl here. I'll give this another bit of a stir for now. It's coming along nicely. And the kebabs now really delicious. Now these are chicken kebabs. And then once you finish chopping up all these vegetables, I'll show you what their next step is. Okay, so what I've done here is I've got a piece of fresh ginger, and I'm going to grate that into the bowl here. As you can see, we've now cut up the eggplant. Give this a bit of a stir quickly. Beautiful. So you don't need a large piece of ginger, just a small piece like that. But you do need fresh ginger. So just give that a bit of a grate like so. And I'm also going to be using dry ginger as well for extra flavour. That goes in there like so. It's beautiful. Fresh ginger is really, really good for you. And I put ginger, yum. And I put ginger into everything from soup, stew, tea, etc. Okay, so now I'm going to chop up the red chilli, decheated, and that goes into the bowl too. Okay, so we just chop up red chilli into small pieces. There's no right way or wrong way how to chop it up, like so. And you put a little bit more like so, and that goes into the bowl too. So I'll just finish chopping up the rest of the chilli. Okay, so now I'm going to chop up the green chilli. Woohoo! Okay, so I finished chopping up the green chilli. I'm going to chop up the what's it called? Turnip. Look at I forget what it is. Now let me show you how the meat's coming along. Can you see that? Beautiful. I'll give it a stir. Okay, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is I've got a litre of vegetable stock. And I'm going to go into here, all of it. So that goes over on top of the chicken kebabs like so. Okay, a bit of a stir. And next thing I have is chicken bone broth. I'll give that a bit of a shake. And then you're in like so. All of that goes in there too. Give it a bit of a stir. And so we're going to keep the heat on medium high. And then we add some salt and pepper. And a bit of the stir. We've got some turmeric. Another stir. Ginger. I like a lot of ginger. Cumin, just a little bit. Ooh. Bay leaves. Just a couple. Chives. We'll open up this side. I like a lot of chives. Bit of a stir. Sesame seeds. Miso. miso soup mixed. Yeah, so instant miso soup. And that goes in there. Another stir. Italian mixed herbs. Oregano leaves. Another stir. Okay, so let's have a look. Beautiful. Okay, so I'll put you back like that. And I'm going to finish chopping up the vegetables. We've got the turnip, garlic, onion, chives, and the potatoes. And then we're going to put them into the pot. Okay, so we've chopped up the turnip. It goes into the bowl. Okay, so we've got in this bowl, we've got turnip, fresh ginger, green chilli, red chilli, and eggplant. So now we're going to stick all this into like that into the pot here. Give that a bit of a stir first. Like so. It smells absolutely delicious. This recipe is a really great pickup. Hello darling, Kelly's watching over there. She's a pretty girl. I think she wants to go outside and play. I better let her out. So, take it, girl. And so, if you really need a good pickup and you want a recipe that's really delicious, this is your recipe. Guess she wants to say hello. Say hello, everyone. Oh my God, she's so heavy. I have to struggle to pick her up. Who's a pretty girl? Say hello, everyone. Here you go. Oh my God. Cannot believe how big and fat she is. Okay. So now I'm going to do the salad. Okay, so we've got our salad. Give this a bit of a stir, I'll turn you around like that. So that goes into there like that, the whole salad. A bit of a stir. Okay, so now, so I put my finger over the camera. Now we're going to do the onion. Okay, so I've cut up the onion. Got a bit of a stir. Okay, the onion goes in there like so. What are you doing, Bobby? Hey, what are you doing? You're going to help Mama do some cooking, are you? Just helping Mama do some cooking. Okay, so You can use as many garlic cloves as you want. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 because I like a lot of garlic, but you can use whatever you want. We'll just turn it. Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn that off. So I'm just going to use the garlic clove around. Oh no, we've got a fly in here. I can get this out here. Okay, so I've got 2 large potatoes which I'm going to chop up and put in here too. But before I do that, I need to grab the fly spray because when I left the door open for Callie to go out inside to play, a fly came in. So I need to do that first, and then we're going to put the potato into the pot. Okay, so I've got the potatoes. Like that. Got a bit of the stir. Another stir. Okay. It's coming along nicely. Okay, so I've got a tin of capsicum, red and green capsicum. So I'll open this up. Okay, so I've drained the capsicum. And that goes into there. Give it a bit of a stir. Okay, so I've got some frozen Brussels sprouts. I'm going to thaw them out. I just remembered I forgot to grab the cauliflower and the broccoli because I thought that I still had some frozen in the freezer. And I've just had a look now and I'm out of cauliflower and broccoli, but that's okay. Okay, so I've got some frozen spinach and some frozen kale, which I'm going to thaw them out too, and then they're going in there as well. Okay, so what I've done is I've actually cut up the Brussels sprouts and they can go in there like so. Okay, so now I'm going to add the frozen spinach. Goes in there like so. Okay, so I'm going to have this frozen kale. Kale is really good for you, and so is spinach. Okay, we'll give that a bit of a stir. Okay, so we're going to add a can of canned corn kernels. Stick the whole can in here. Bit of a stir. You don't have to use the full can of corn like I did. I just do that because I like corn. Okay, so I've got a couple of pieces of celery. So we're going to chop them up and put them in there too. Okay, so I'll put the celery in. Now I've got a tin of mushrooms which are going to go in. I'm going to put the whole tin, and because I like a lot of mushrooms. Good enough. Okay, so I've got a couple of carrots, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use both of them or not. But I will definitely use one. It depends on how much room we have, and we've still got the other things to put in yet. So I'll try one carrot first and see how we go. Okay, so I've got the carrot. Put a bit of this there. It's looking quite colourful now. Okay, so I've got some spring onions. They can go in there too. Give that a bit of a stir. So I'm going to be using 3 spring onions. Okay, so I've got some cabbage as well as some purple cabbage. So they're going to go in as well. Looking good, isn't it? Okay, so I've got some black olives, which I'm going to chop up and put in there too. Okay, so I've got some homegrown parsley. I'm going to chop that up and put that in there too. Okay, so I've got a tin of bean sprouts. They're all going to go in it. It's really good for you. I love bean sprouts. So I'm going to use a handful of dehydrated peas. Like so. A bit of a stir. I always use dehydrated peas. They come in handy. Because the reason why I really like dehydrated peas is because they're great for van life. Hey guys, I've got a tin of green beans which I'm going to put in there too. Okay, so last but not least, I'm going to add a little bit of organic wholemeal spaghetti, just to beef it up a little bit. I haven't got room to put anything else in, unfortunately. I was going to add some asparagus and some black beans, but that's not going to happen now. So I'll keep them for another, I don't know, another soup or stew or whatever. And just break it up like so. And let's give it a bit of a stir. It's looking really nice. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid on it now. I'll give it a bit of a stir first, then I'll put the lid on it. And then we're going to let it cook for 2 hours. Turn you around like so. Beautiful. I'll have the lid sitting like that. I'll turn it back up. Okay, so I'll turn the heat back up to medium high now, and then I'm going to bring that to a boil. And then once we get it to a boil, oh, I forgot the gravy. Okay, so the gravy I'm using today is just called traditional gravy. So, I'll put a couple of teaspoons, 2 teaspoons in here. Okay, I've got the kettle boiling. I'm going to make the gravy, and then I'm going to put the gravy into the soup, which will thicken it up a little bit, plus the flavour too. Now this can go into the rubbish. See what I mean? That's just an ordinary doggy bag. These are great. These are really handy. I use these doggy bags in my van. They are great. You know, they're great for putting rubbish in or whatever, you know. So there's an idea for you. Look at what I've done. When I was opening up the tin, I ended up cutting myself. Oh my God, I couldn't believe how such a little tiny cut like that hurt so much. So, ooh, sorry. Oh my God, sorry, I forgot to turn the fan off. So I'll just turn it off now. And I just realised I forgot to use my my new voice amplifier for this video, but oh well. So let's have a look at the, we'll see how it's coming along. Ooh, look at that. They've got everything in it. Well, not quite everything, but a lot of things we have, so that's nice and healthy. Okay, so I'm just going to make up the gravy. Okay, so I've made up the gravy. Yum. Okay, let's turn it around like so. I can go over there for now. Okay, put the lid back on. I'll turn you back around towards me. Now I'm going to turn the timer on for 1 hour. And I'm going to keep my eye on the pot, because every now and then I'm going to need to top it up with water. So we've still got some gravy in here. Actually, I'll use a bottled water. Where's this thing gone? I'll add this too. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the soup or stew, whatever it turns out, now that I've added the gravy, it should thicken it. So I'm hoping it's going to turn out to be a stew. So I'm going to let this simmer for 2 hours, but because it's already been simmering, about 1 hour and a half will do. Look at that, beautiful. Now, this recipe is a really great recipe, especially for winter. So if you're somewhere, I don't know, wherever where it's snowing right now, this is a great recipe for you. So when I eat it, I mean, it's not really a good recipe for in the middle of summer, but I just need a really good pickup right now. So if you really need a good pickup, soup and stews, they are great for pickup. So I'm hoping that's going to be a great pickup. And I've also got some bread, so we're going to have some bread and butter with the soup. And I was thinking, because it's hot, I might let the soup cool down, and then you might have not a cold soup, but like a lukewarm type of soup. So I'll give this another stir. Look at that. Yummy. Oh my God, I'm really looking forward to eating this. So in this soup we've got chicken kebabs, carrots, celery, red potatoes, a brown onion, shallot, garlic, fresh ginger, chives, green onion. What else did we have? We've got gravy, wholemeal spaghetti, a green chili, a red chili, eggplant, you name it. You can put anything and everything in here. I also put some Brussels sprouts and some spinach and some kale. When I make a soup or a stew, I usually put in about a teaspoon or so of Vegemite. But I don't have any Vegemite left, so I'm not going to worry about that. And the reason why I do that is because Vegemite has every vitamin B in it. And when you put it in there, you can't taste it. You don't even know what's in there. You know, so every time I made soup, and my son was eating, he had no idea that Vegemite was in there. And it's great because it's so healthy for you. And if you're a vegan or vegetarian, you can get vegan Vegemite as well. So there's an idea for you for a vegetarian. I also wanted to put in here some black beans, what else? Cauliflower, broccoli and a few other things, but I don't have the room, so they can go in another recipe. That's okay. I mean, this is still going to be just as healthy anyway. So we're going to come back in about, I don't know, maybe an hour's time from now, and we're going to check out and see how it tastes. Look at this. I'm a bit hot. Back down a bit like that. How's that? This should be enough, I hope. Look at that. Oh, it's hot. I need to grab the tea towel. It's too hot. Oh my God, the bowl is hot. Oh. But look at that. Beautiful. It smells delicious. I need to let it cool down a little bit before I can eat it. It just comes straight out of the pot. But this is a soup or stew, whatever you want to call it, that I've made today. So let's give it a taste. As you can see, we've got mushrooms, potato, corn, Brussels sprouts, carrot, I hope I didn't get you then. Oh my God. That smells really nice. Mmm. Mmm. Oh my Lord. Oh my God. That is really, really delicious. That is definitely a really good pickup. So if you're anemic like me, or if you're just low on energy for whatever reason, and if you're looking for a good pickup, make a nice pot of soup. You can turn it into a stew if you want to. You can put any ingredients that you like. You can use all of your favorite vegetables and herbs and spices if you want to. I mean, like I said, if you're a vegetarian, just leave the meat out. You know, if you're a vegetarian and if you want to add a bit of Vegemite because of the vitamin B's, then I suggest you use vegan Vegemite. You know, you can put whatever ingredients you want, but oh my God, I'm really happy with how this has turned out. I'll give you another look. Look at that. So, like I said, if you're in the middle of winter, wherever you are, I don't know, Russia, Sweden, wherever, and if it's snowing right now, this is a great recipe to make. It will warm you up. Oh my God, I'm so glad that I made this recipe today. So I'm hoping I'm going to feel a lot better now after eating this bowl of soup. I don't know what you would call it. I don't know what you would call it. It's just, I don't know, chicken and vegetable soup, I guess. I mean, you don't have to use chicken if you don't want to. You can use beef or whatever, pork. It doesn't matter. I use kebabs because they're easier, but you don't have to use kebabs. I mean, you can use beef steaks if you want to. I mean, there's no right or wrong way how to make this recipe. It just depends on your preference. So just before we go, look at that. Want a bite? Mmm. Ooh, a bit hot. A bit hot, but good. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to finish this video now, and I'm going to enjoy this bowl of soup. Woohoo! Okay, so that's my video for today. Thanks for joining me for today's video. I will see you, darling, in my next video. So please subscribe to my channel to support me, and don't forget to give my videos a thumbs up. And I will see you next time, darling. So until then, please take care and of course, drive safely. Bye-bye, darling.